Chapter 2. Today's the day, yelled the dad on the evening of the vampire ball. He had got up especially early so that he would have lots of time to get ready. My hair must be as shiny as the mirror tonight, he said. Isadora, are you ready for your performance? I think so, I said, putting down my piece of peanut butter on toast. And suddenly, not feeling very hungry anymore. If you like, you can borrow my great-great-great-grandfather's very special antique vampire comb, said Dad. The rubies will flash wonderfully under the stage light. That's okay, I said. I don't want to lose it. You wouldn't lose it, said Dad. I'll keep it safe in my cape pocket and give it to you just before you're on the stage. Okay, I shrugged. I didn't really care what I used for my act. I just wanted to get it over with. Just then, Mom came into the room wearing a black vampire cape. It fell in string to see her in it. She only has one cape and gets out of it once a year for a vampire ball. I wish it was pink, she said. Pink is such a cheerful color. But not as cheerful as black, said Dad happily. He was in extremely good mood. What are you going to wear, Isadora? Asked Mom. Let's go find you something smart. She led me back into my bedroom and opened my wardrobe door. How about this? She asked, taking out of the long velvet black dress and a white bat-wings collar. Maybe, I said, staring at my tutu, which twinkled all over the silver stars. I reached out in my hand and struck it. A cloud of fairy dust popped up into the air. You could wear your tutu, said Mom, if you like. Really? I said. I don't see why not, said Mom. I think the vampire ball could do with a bit of fairy glitter. She pulled it out and handed it to me. Are you sure you don't want to your ballet show? She asked. It's not too late. I'm sure, I said. Okay then, said Mom, walking back towards my door. Don't forget to put on your vampire cape on, and don't forget Pink Rabbit either. By 7 o'clock, we were all ready and staying out into the front door. You look marvelous, said Dad, very gothic. He patted his cape pocket. I've got this comb here, Isadora, he said, for when you need it. Thanks, Dad, I said quickly. We all kissed my baby sister Honey Blossom goodbye, waved to the babysitter, and walked down into the front path. A long, slick vampire taxi was waiting by the gate. Dad opened the door so that Mom, and I could step in. Oh, he said, velvet seat. We stepped along in the road and out into the countryside. Once the driver was sure there was no cars on the road, he pressed a button in the dashboard. Big metal bat wings unfolded from entire size of the car and lifted up into the sky and towards the stars. We glided through the air, zooming fast over rivers and lakes that shimmered onto the red moonlight. We really ought to get out of the car and fitted these wings, said Dad, peering out of the window. You know, we're going aboard and stuff. But we don't ever go aboard, said Mom. We might, said Dad, if we had a car with wings. Pink Rabbit and I started out of the window, watched the tiny houses and roads below. There was only a few thoughts about now, and soon there was none at all. We dipped into the countryside, said Dad. Look how brightly the stars are shining. And there's a Milky Way. Beautiful, sighed Mom. Just beautiful. Pink Rabbit and I gazed up at the sky. The stars were so dazzling and that they illuminated the craggly dark mountains below. What's that? I asked, stopping at the tall, spindly buildings at the top of the tallest mountain. Spiders and turrets twisted upwards, and hundreds of tiny arched windows shone with the eerie red light. The vampire castle, cried Dad. It's where we're going. A taxi glided gracefully towards the castle, landing with a gently bump on the long driveway leading out of the front doors. Wow, I whispered, staring up at the looming above us. It's so big. Vampire's headquarters, said Dad proudly as he stepped out of the taxi. All around us were a vampire was stepping out of the cars, and the black caves billowing in the night breeze. Let's go in, said Dad. We walked towards the tall front doors in the castle. Dad showed the tickets and the shiny vampire with a pale face and the longest fangs I had ever seen. Do come in, he said. We stepped onto the threshold and into the big hall with a grand staircase into the huge chandeliers hanging onto the ceilings. They were lit with real candles and dripped with wax and flames and flaking red and dancing all of the walls in the room. Spectacular, said Dad. Pink Rabbit and I stood in the middle of the floor and stared at the outstocks wonder. Come on, said Dad. This is only the entrance hall. He beckoned up for the fellows. He towards a pair of doors which led into another room. As we worked, he nodded and waved a lot of vampire friends that he knew. We went past the row of very ornate vampire portations, traced under another dripping flickers chandelier, and then into a great ballroom. Wow! I said again, stamping in my tracks. This room was enormous. The ceilings made of the giant mirror and even bigger, fancier chandeliers huge down for it. Vampire waiter was circling around the trays of red canapes to snack the tall glasses of red juice to drink. We around as another vampire in the middled around and chat. Case was swishing from every direction, black slick and midnight velvet. It was music playing, and I scrambled my necks to see where it was coming from. Right at the front of the room, a band was playing shiny silver instruments. The next to there was a high stage. My stomach tightly, and immediately I felt sick with nervous. I didn't want to stand up for all these vampires and perform something. Suddenly, I wished I had to stay at home with Honey Blossom and a babysitter. I tugged on my dress. mom's dress. Mom, I said. Mom! What is it? Asked Mom. Can we go home? Go home? Snorted Dad, overhearing. You make the funniest joke, Isadora. We've only just got here. I'm not joking, I said. I wanted to go home. Dad's face took a serious expression. What's the matter? He asked. Do you feel ill? Sort of, I mumbled, glancing at the stage. Oh, said Mom, I know that the problem is, Isadora. You don't have to perform anything, if you really don't want to. That's right, said Dad, sounding slightly disappointed. If you really don't want to, don't have to. But Bartholomew! Come a sudden cry from behind us, and we all turned around. Mother! Said Dad. Granny and Grandpa! I shouted, running towards to hug them. How love to get to you in this year, said Granny, wrapping me in a black satin cape, and that wasn't studded all over with a tiny diamonds. I'm so looking forward to your performance. Me too, said Grandpa, smiling so that his fangs flashed bright white into the candlelight. Fancy our little Isadora up into the stage. Oh, I said, you're going to be an absolutely marvelous, said Granny, letting me go. A real treat, said Grandpa. Are you going to perform? No, wait, don't tell me. I'd like to be a surprise. I smiled at the grandparents' both. There was perfectly contoured hair and sharp, shiny fangs. I couldn't bear to tell them, and I didn't want to perform. I decided not to say anything. Grandpa often dozed off while watching the things anyway. Maybe they wouldn't notice. Mom, Dad, I said on my grandparents were distracted with some old friends and had appeared nearby. I really don't want to go on the stage. I'm not doing it. But, began Dad. No, I said, you can't make me. Then I ran out onto the cloud, my eyes feeling all prickly.